Hello everyone, welcome back. Got a few things to show you today. I've begun marking out some beginning borders of a new project that you can see. Oops, that I'm using some cobblestone to try and make it a little bit easier to see. These aren't marking the altitude, but rather the XZ boundaries of the project. They're actually going to be a little bit bigger than this, but somewhere above the top of this old tree thing that I showed you before, I'm going to build a different kind of iron farm than I've built in the past. It's one that most of the people who in the online community that play Minecraft, it's going to be the sort of iron farm that they tend to build. One, as I recall, that is designed by a YouTuber named Waddles. I'm gonna have to look that up and get back to you. But anyway, it's probably actually going to be far bigger, as I will need more than the space at the top of that tree trunk to lay out the farm. But that's just the very beginning of that project. What I'm going to show you today is a little bit of what I've done in the Nether in this world. It's a little potentially confusing, so strap in. The Nether can be a very easy place to get lost because a lot of it looks very much the same. I will show you what I mean. So I'm going to take you real quick to a place that I've gone trying to explore, and I had to do a lot of carving through stairways and all kinds of things, making mines basically to try and explore this place. You see here a soul sand valley biome that I've lit up with lots of soul fires to try and keep monsters from spawning. That's where we came from down there. And this is my staircase to get up to that part. But what I want to show you is actually over here. Maybe. Might be getting lost already. It's easy to do that here. Let's see here. It's out the other door. I have two doors, don't I? Yes, it's out the other door. Okay. You see? So easy to get lost. So, there's a number of biomes. One of the ones that I was looking for was a crimson forest biome, because there are giant mushrooms there that have some pretty cool things you can find. One of them being some glowing blocks that grow in these giant mushrooms. So I'm going to take you to that biome real quick. Oh, hello, Mr. Hoglin. I'm going to have to do something about the spawn conditions here. It's the second time I've seen one of these where I don't want them. Anyway, so past this flowing column of lava that I walled off to keep from bumping into accidentally. And here we are. We're at the edge of a crimson forest biome. You can see here a giant mushroom that I chopped the stalk out from under. And here we have the crimson forest biome that is pretty enclosed. Usually they're a bit more open and looks a little bit more like a forest and a little bit less like a cave structure. But this is where we are. You can see, you can't see any of those glowing fungus blocks because I grabbed them already. But I can grab some of these glowstone blocks. Another reason to come to the Nether. There's a lot more of those blocks here. Basically, it's the only place where they spawn naturally, in any significant number anyway. So anyway, that's one thing I've done. There's other things, and I almost missed my staircase to get out of here. I'm sure you're all saying, how do you not get lost? And well, as you see, I do get lost sometimes, so I have to leave myself landmarks to try and make it a little bit easier to navigate. compasses and clocks and even beds don't work in the Nether. You try to sleep in a bed and it explodes and it'll kill you. And the compasses just go haywire and point everywhere, and the clocks are spinning constantly, so you never know what time it is. It's just a scary, inhospitable place. Don't build a home here. Don't try to raise your family, kids. All right. Anyway, so the major construction project that I wanted to show you is this tower. You can't see much of a tower from here, but I have it going up to the bedrock, and I haven't done anything with the upper reach of the tower just yet. But when you're trying to get around the Nether, as you can see, it can get very confusing. So what I like to do is I like to make a roadway, a highway, if you will, that goes along the edge of the bedrock in the Nether, the upper bedrock. There's two bedrocks. There's one above and below. And I like to make a roadway up here. That way I can run around without running into wild hoglins or zombified piglins or what have you. And I haven't gotten to actually do anything with that yet, but I will eventually make a roadway. I'll show you when it's done. Could be a while. So there you see an elevator that I made. It's a fairly long drop. I put honey at the bottom because you can't have water in the Nether either. It just evaporates instantly. But you can have honey, which halves falling damage, which when combined with my boots that have the highest feather falling protection on them, that you can see at the bottom of that long list of enchantments on those boots, it makes me able to fall quite a distance without dying, especially when I can have that damage by falling into a honey block. Now, if I wanted to make this even more efficient, I could stick some honey along the walls, and you can kind of slide down it, and it slows you down so you don't die. But that's quite a jump. It's a little scary. The first time I did it, I was like, this is a hardcore character. If it's too far, I'm dead. But anyway, I decided to trust my past self, who built that shaft many months ago, that I would not get myself killed. So, as I mentioned before, it's really easy to get lost here, so I marked the exit to this area with some blue soul fires. Fires in the Nether will burn indefinitely if they are placed on netherrack, these reddish blocks, look kind of like cobblestone but red. They'll burn forever if they're on netherrack or on soul sand or soul soil. And that's what we have here. So what you're seeing down here is my gaping expanse of a mine that I've been using to try and find ancient debris, which is used to make netherite, which netherite ingots can be used to upgrade diamond gear into netherite gear, which is a little bit tougher, a little bit stronger, and is the top tier of stuff that you can make in Minecraft. It represents a significant time investment. I am strip mining in a late game fashion without pretty nice picks that in this case have things that make you mine faster and make your tools wear out less quickly. It can be quite a task to try and mine this huge of an area. Just to give you an idea how big it is, I'm going to run through it real quick. And I sort of got lost a little bit running through it the first time, as it had been months since I did it. You know, when I did it the first time, it's a funny thing. People ask, oh, how do you not get lost? One of the ways I don't get lost is it can take hours to dig some of this stuff out, and you know, get a mental map of a place when you work that hard on it. So it makes it a little easier to not get lost. But even so, having not been here for months, I got a little lost and decided to stick a more visible landmark there as an exit point. But it's pretty big, and I've dug all of this stuff out, and I've found, I don't remember, I'd have to go back to my storage and see, but I've found enough to upgrade a few pieces of my gear. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of ancient debris and a significant amount of gold to try, or I should say, not to try, but to make netherite ingots that can be used to upgrade your stuff. So that's just a taste of what I've been doing here. give you an idea of how long that might take, I have tools that are super fast and they can instantly break these cobblestone blocks. But it still takes some time to clear out a space. And then after I clear out enough of a space, I've got to light a fire on it to light it up so that I can keep monsters from spawning in here. Occasionally find these quartz deposits, which I'm not going to dig because you can see lava dripping there. Lava flows much faster in the Nether, and I don't want to flood my cavern with lava. If I really cared to grab that, and I probably will eventually, there's a technique for trying to keep the stuff from flowing in too fast, but I'm not going to show that today. Anyway, so you can dig the netherrack pretty quickly, but some of these other blocks take just a moment longer. My tools are so good that it's nearly instant breaking speed, but it's not quite instant breaking speed on this, what is called Blackstone. And there's other stuff. There's gravel, and there's, of course, that soul sand and soul soil that I showed you. You can see some of it there. And that's about all I'm going to show you of that. And one other thing that maybe might be interesting to show you. I can show you what this tower looks like from the outside. So, jump up here and try not to fall in the lava. You can see how that tower goes up. It was quite a task to build it. This last gap right here was very time consuming to build. I had to go up there. You can see a torch from where I was building. I had to go all the way up there and build my way down slowly because I didn't trust myself to fall. This is actually lava. You can see here the flowing lava where I scooped out lava blocks so that I could place. At least I think that's how I did it. I ended up scooping out some lava blocks while I placed these blocks. I don't remember exactly my reasoning at the time. Oh, look, there's a strider caught in the flow of lava. But anyway, so I ended up having to carve my way down through these side walls and build a platform here and build a platform up there. And I think I built my way down. I could take you up there if you wanted to see. I think, but some of those pathways I've closed off since, so it would be somewhat difficult to take you there now. But you can see other parts of that Soul Sand Valley now from here, and these long shafts that I dug out to give me all of the netherrack I needed to build that tower. It's quite an expenditure of blocks, I should say, to build one of these towers. Once you get up into solid netherrack, then you're just carving a tower out of existing stone, and that's far easier. But this one little segment here that I had to build up was a very significant expenditure of blocks. And it goes all the way down to that mine here, and then I dug it down once again to the bedrock, just in case I wanted to dig around at the bedrock layer. That's pretty dangerous in the Nether. You're highly likely to run into lava. But I've got another one of those honey elevators you saw on the way down, and then I can climb this staircase on the way up. And there's a door here or there to go out to those places that I just showed you. And we're just going to go up this spiral staircase until we get to the exit. And there are some ways that might be a touch faster, but this was quick and easy to build. And you'll notice that I put a stop in that elevator so that if you're coming from the top, you can stop at the ground level, so to speak, the level with the Nether portal, and then you can just go down to the very next level and drop down if you want to go all the way to the bottom, which I'm not going to do right now. And here we are, back at the portal, about to get out of this scary, fiery, dangerous place and go back to the overworld, where I have a nice, secure doorway to keep any scary nether things from coming out here without permission. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, consider subscribing so you can find out when I release new videos. And until the next time, I hope you have a good one. Bye now.